Hey guys, Roman Ingrid here. So last night I went to see Bill and Ted Face the Music, the third film in the Bill and Ted trilogy. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. You know, third Bill and Ted film. Keanu and Alex Winter returning. Yeah, there's plenty to get excited about there. So before seeing this one, I decided to revisit Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey, and yeah, they've held up very well. They're still very funny films. And so I went into Face the Music with those two films still fresh in my mind. And I gotta say, it was actually plenty of fun. Just like the first two, but not quite as good as those two films. One thing I really enjoyed in this one was seeing Keanu and Alex back, and they've not lost that chemistry even after like 30 years. They've still got it, and yeah, they're just an effortlessly likable pair. And there's plenty of like funny scenes when they come up and meet like future versions of themselves. And one of these encounters leads to a pretty funny cameo from Dave Grohl. Another thing I enjoyed was just having you know these guys are they're middle-aged men now, and things clearly aren't going well for them. There's a pretty funny bit early on where they're pretty much that inseparable that they, they can't even do couples therapy separately, and so they both attend. And one thing I especially really enjoyed was the return of death. These, of course, the absolute highlight of Bogus Journey. Had tons of funny lines in that film, and there's plenty of funny moments in this one as well. It's just great. Another scene stealer was this inept robot assassin from the future called Dennis, and yeah, he's just funny. Yeah, the one the kind of problem I have with the film is that essentially it just plays out like Bill and Ted's greatest hits album. Like you know, there's plenty of things that were featured in the previous films, like going back in time and getting different historical figures, and going down to hell and meeting death and stuff, and of course the evil robots from the future sent to kill Bill and Ted. The kind of plot points that the first two hit, but honestly, in saying that, it's not really a bad thing though. That it essentially plays out like Bill and Ted's greatest hits because, well, it's a fun, small, likable film. It's very lightweight and very entertaining. The effects aren't the best though for 2020, but then this was a series not really known for like having amazing special effects, so it's not really too much of a big deal. Yeah, and yeah, and another thing about the film is that their daughters, like, yeah, they're kind of fun, like this. Got a lot of Ted's daughter essentially just she's just got the mannerisms. Like the daughters are essentially stuck in doing a B plot that's essentially a rehash of Excellent Adventure, but slightly different, which again not really a bad thing, but it would have been fun to explore like, new territory and maybe tell a different story with a better like, different emotional, better, more emotional center. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say about it. It's plenty of fun. not quite as good as the first two, but it's still worth a watch if you're a fan of the series. Yeah, you just want to see Bill and Ted on screen together for one last time. Okay, so my ranking of the trilogy goes like this. Number three is Faith Music. I guess I said earlier, fun, but essentially a greatest hits album. Then number two, Excellent Adventure. Just a goofy, charming, old classic film. But my favourite of the trilogy is obviously Bogus Journey. It's an insane film and just so much fun. And it introduced death. So yeah, it's yeah, it's like the best of the trilogy. So yeah, that was my thoughts on Bill and Ted, Face of Music, and quick little ranking of the trilogy overall. Hopefully, later on I'll have a review of Enola Holmes for you. Um, so stay tuned for that. And, don't forget to leave a big old thumbs up and remember to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.